Hey guys, welcome to Shadow Skull Studios. It's Raeven Wolf. We're doing another deck list for a commander that is not coming out, but will be coming out with the murders at Karlov Manor. So basically, deck's gonna be called "Who Let the Wolves Out." And by the way, guys, if you like this, please like the video and please subscribe for more stuff in the future. I will be doing more decks, and I'm also going to be doing another updated deck for Savra, Queen of the Golgari, who got her anime art for Raeven Remastered. And going down, the commander is going to be Voja, or Voja, Claws of the Conclave. I don't know how to pronounce it. Basically, 5 mana, Vigilance Trample, Ward 3. Whenever it attacks, put 1/1 counters on each creature you control, where X is the number of elves you control, and draw a card for each wolf you control. This is going to be a hybrid commander deck that cares about wolves and elves. So it's going down the list. We're going to be going to our Planeswalkers. We have Arlen Cord with the 0 cost. Will basically give us a 2/2 wolf, and the +1 giving something +2/+2 and haste is okay. Also, if we flip her, we get a +1/+1 and gain trample until end of turn for all our creatures. She can burn something for a -1, and you get an emblem or creatures you control have haste. And yeah, this creature, you can tap it. This creature deals damage equal to its power, target creature or player. And I pretty much like the Arlen Cord. I need to get some foil ones. Then we have Arlen, the Pack's Hope, which is the day battle, night battle mechanic. It'll get a little annoying, but until your next turn, you may cast creature spells so they add flash. Each creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. Basically, make our creatures enter the battlefield with counters is what that one's for. Also, the -3 is to make wolf tokens. Flip side, +2 is to get 1 red and 1 green mana. And then the 0 is to make it an indestructible creature, 5/5 werewolf. We have Freyalise. She's going to make us elf druids that tap for mana. -2 is artifact enchantment removal. -6 is draw a card for each green creature you control. So she's also card draw, but mostly for the +2 and the -2. We have the Eternal Wanderer, is basically just going to be the board wipe. That's what she's here for. And if you wanted to blink something, more creatures that want ETBs make things. We have a Xenagos, basically it's just going to be our mana dork. And if we get desperate enough, we get -6 in the future. Going to the creatures, we have a Bloodbraid Elf. This is a basically Cascade Elf to help cascade into our cheaper elves and or wolves or other pieces. We have a Child of the Pack, which is basically we're going to dump mana into to make a 2/2 wolf. We have the Conclave Guild Mage, which will basically make another night elf creature, even though it's kind of expensive. And it can also make all this stuff get trampled until a turn. Delina, when she attacks, will hopefully make another creature that when ETBs make tokens, because that's what we have certain creatures for. We have the Elvish Warmaster, which is when 1 or more elves enter battlefield under your control, you make a 1/1 elf. It only triggers once, but we can also dump mana into it to pump all our elves. Gaia's Greeters is mostly here for the ramp, but put 1/1 counters on them, make them a threat, or gain life. It's also good. We have Hollow Hinge Overlord. Being of your upkeep for each control that's a wolf or werewolf, create a 2/2 wolf. Basically, we're going to be using him on our turn. If we get to keep him, nobody ever lets me keep this dude, but to make more wolves. Then we have an Inmer Wolf. It's just he's a wolf that we can also use to pump up our wolves. We have Imperious Perfect. Basically, we're going to tap her to make elves, and she ramps or buffs our other elves. We have the Incubation Druid that, because he's out with our commander, we're obviously going to put 1 counter on him. He's going to tap for 3 mana. Iris is when we go full out swing, we can at least protect our tokens, unless they have Infect or Wither. Jahira, Friend of the Forest is when we make our token creatures, we want to tap them for more green mana to do more stuff in the future. Lae'zel is basically we're going to add additional counters, especially to our planeswalkers and to all our creatures with our commander. Mondrak, we're going to double our tokens. Nightpack Ambusher is a Wolf Lord, and if we empty our hand too fast, he can make us a 2/2 Wolf later on. Ogre Battle Driver, making tokens are going to come in, get +2/+0 in haste. Orjertak, I don't know how to pronounce this correctly, basically triple tokens, and yeah, not bad. Then we have Pyroheart Wolf. Basically, this will give our attacking creatures menace until end of turn. We have Risk the Redeemed. Basically, is going to be making us some more elves and our wolf tokens. Selesnya Eulogist is going to be Graveyard Hate and Populate. Selesnya Guildmage, we can dump our mana into it to make 1/1 green saplings or give our things +1/+1. Savala, basically she's an elf, but she's also a mana dork and life gain and card draw. Savala Heart of the Wild, basically giant mana dork, and hopefully we can just outramp our opponents, get the base thing on ground first. Silverver Partisan, basically if our opponent tries to remove certain pieces, we'll at least get a 2/2 Wolf. Talsimir Wolfblood will ramp certain creatures, and we get to create a legendary token wolf. Tulsimir Friend to Wolves, when ETBs, we get a different legendary Voja. And when a wolf ETBs, we gain 3 life. And it makes our wolf fight something, so it's removal. Tulsimir Midnight's Light, which is going to be the new one coming out in the manor. When ETBs, we make another legendary wolf. And when a wolf you control attacks, if Tulsimir also attacks, target creature and opponent controls blocks that wolf this combat if able. So basically what this one you want to do is when you attack, you want to force your opponents to specifically block something. Tundra Wolves is just a 1 mana 1/1 first strike wolf, because that is the only white mana wolf I could find. I will double check right now. Let me go on MTG Familiar. It's updating. We'll go back to it. Turn Timber Ranger. When it enters the battlefield, you may put a 2/2 wolf on the battlefield under your control. If you do, put 1 counter on it. Basically, yeah, when it ETBs and we blink it later, it'll make a 2/2 wolf. Ulrich's Kinlord basically is to protect our commander mostly, and some of our lords if we need them to. Let me look. I'm typing in wolf right now in white. Yep, Tundra Wolves is the only one that shows up. We have Vari, Silver Moon Ranger. When you cast a creature spell or a planeswalker spell, venture into the dungeon. Basically, he's just a reach, so we can defend flying. And go through the dungeon, we can get to extra advantage. Now, with the, I cannot read today, Wolf Skull Shaman, at the beginning of your upkeep, we look at the top. If it's a creature card, reveal it. Basically, it's an elf or a shaman. We reveal it, and we put a 2/2 wolf into play. Ren's run Packmaster, champion an elf. We're gonna exile an elf. No, hang on. I cannot read today. There we go. We sack it unless you exile another elf you control, and when this one leaves, we get it back. This will basically, we're gonna make it to where we're gonna dump all our extra mana that we have from our mana dorks into this to make more wolves. Then we're gonna have Elvish Promenade. Put a 1/1 green elf token for each elf. Basically, we're going to double our elves. We have Full Flowering. We're going to populate X times all the mana we're dumping into it. Sylvan Offering. Basically, we're going to just make a giant thing and a bunch of elves. Venture Forth is a ramp. We have Ancient Grudge, which is artifact removal. Artifact Mutation. which is more removal. We have Beast Within as removal. We have Elven Ambush, which will double our elves again. We have a Galadriel Ambush to make more elves. Heroic Invention for protection. Rootborn Defenses will give us another token and protect our stuff. Sundering Growth is artifact enchantment removal and a token maker. Windswept Slice. Basically, we're going to have our commander kill something and make a bunch of extra elves. Now, Maskless Nexus. Basically, so this with, I think, this, hang on. I have to refund it. Where's that ranger at? I know that ranger is here somewhere. Let me go through it one at a time. There you go, Turn Timber Ranger. So this, I don't know if it does go infinite with Maskwood Nexus, but here's the thing. If it does go infinite with Maskwood Nexus, it is a non-stop loop. So you have to hope that you have something like Impact Tremors or something to stop it, or the game will basically stall out. So be careful with that. I don't know if Maskwood Nexus and the Ranger do go infinite, but yeah, it's just something to be careful about. But yeah, for artifacts, Maskwood Nexus basically is make all our creatures every type, so that our commander will just give us a bunch of cards. We have Ozlith, the Shattered Spire. Basically double the counters, or add additional counters. We have the Ozlith, so if they remove our creatures, we can put all those counters on the thing, do it again later. Umber Mantle to go infinite with Zavala, either or. Annoyed Possession is to double. We have Aurora Shards to destroy our opponent's artifacts and enchantments. Determined Iteration. Basically, it'll give us at least one more token. Doubling Season. Yeah. We have Elvish Chorus. Basically, is going to make our creatures into mana rocks and cast creatures from the top of our library. Growing Ranks is to add some additional tokens. We have Impact Tremors. When we make all of our creature tokens, we're going to burn our opponent. Outpost Siege. If they board wipe us, we're going to hit our opponents. Parallel Lives. Double tokens. And Privileged Position is to give our stuff hexproof. For land base, I still kept it pretty simple. Cabaret Courtyard as a tutor. Clifftop Retreat as a dual land. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard. 6 forests, a fortified village, Jetmir's Garden, Mossfire Valley, 6 mountains, Paths of the Dead, also Cavernous Souls. And this one, I would choose elves, because most of our deck is going to be elves. But it just depends if you don't want your commander to get countered, because I think Voja will get countered. But 6 plains, a rugged prairie, Sacred Foundry, Spire Garden, Sungrass Prairie, Temple of Plenty. We have a Temple of Triumph and a Windbrisk Heights. Basically, I did that one as our hideaway, though I think doing the green one would be a little bit better. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck list. You could easily take out some of the removal. I think I might have a little too much. It's up to you. And we could easily take out like the guild mages and stuff like that for like a soul ring or a commander sphere or an arcane signet. Any of the creatures you think are not worth it, or any of the removal you think is not worth it, I would say we could even take out like Mondrak or Annoyed Procession or Determined Iteration. I could take that out for a mana rock if you think our mana is too low. Yeah, let's go ahead. And green takes up a lot of it, as y'all can see. This is pretty fun, but I think the mana separation is not too bad. let's go ahead and play test it. Alright, so we'll say like we're going out easily Spire Garden into an Ozolith. Turn 2, we could easily just do a suspend to get it onto the clock. Next turn, we're going to remove a counter. And then what we'll probably do is a Rugged Prairie for mana filtering. Next turn, we could easily do this. Remove a counter. So with that 4 mana, probably just gonna do Child. Next, this gets cast. Let me see. View library. And I would probably grab a forest. Exile that. Shuffle. Alright. And then this gets goes again. And hang on. Put a battlefield. Yep, so we easily ramped. And we could easily cast our commander if we wanted to. But what we could probably do is cast Braid Elves. And how we'll do that is that, and then we'll view library, and we get the first thing that costs 3 or less. We get an Umber Mantle. And then we'd easily have that with that 2 mana. Next turn, remove counter. So with this, what do we do? We've got 6 mana, so we could easily do that and Ulrich. So yeah. Or we could easily have cast our commander, gone to combat, put 1 counter on all our stuff, and start building up the Ozolith. Let's go ahead and restart. Let's see if game 2 is any better. We're going to mulligan that. Alright. There we go. Alright, so easily what I'm going to do is bring that in play tapped. Next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. We drew. We could easily go into a plains, and we'll do Guild Mage. Next turn, Silvermer Partisan. Next turn, accelerate into with Bloodbraid Elf. View library. We get Elvish War Master. Close and shuffle. And then because Bloodbraid on cast gets War Master this ETBs, we get a 1/1 elf, right? 1/1 elf warrior. And then next turn, we could easily cast our commander. Yep. And when it attacks, but we still have a good bit of stuff. And if they target our commander removal, we have Silver for Parson to make us a 2/2 at the very least. And turn 6. I'm turn 6 here. She doesn't have haste. We could easily do some removal, populate an elf token, and just make all our stuff really big on the attack trigger. Because, well, hang on. On the attack alone, Voja immediately puts 1, 2, 3 counters on each creature. 4 counters on all our creatures, and we will draw 2 cards. So we'll draw 2. So yeah, and then we have some stuff we can do. Like if we wanted to, we could easily hold up mana for this. And we're a little short on green, but I don't think that's an issue because what we could also do is the 2 planes for this. And we'll do the 30 mana for this so we can start populating. And we can hold 2 mana removal. So yeah, this deck is already performing how I would like it to. But I will say it does need mana rocks. But yeah, guys, tell me what you think. And yeah, I would love to work with this deck and modify it. And I'd like to see other people play this deck. But yeah, goodbye, guys. And like I said, please support the channel by liking and subscribing. Bye-bye.